Good morning, guys. Alright, so we've got a few decent gappers. My two biggest watches are CLWT. You can see it's gapping up from 575 all the way to 775, and CREG. It's gapping up from 238 all the way to 325. Also watching P for Pandora and PTLA. With all of these, I'm looking to potentially short them just because they're gapping up over 10% every one of them. Except for maybe Pandora. I'll have to check the percentage. It looks like it's more than 10% though. Also watching RIOT. You see it's at 829. VIAV. IMTE as well from yesterday. VVPR from yesterday. CHEK from the last few days is down to 580. And BOXL. So that's what's on my watch list so far. I'm still kind of looking to see what I can find here. But let's see if any of these are tradable this morning. PTLA is good. CLWT is not. CREG is good. Pandora is. RIOT is. VIAV is. IMTE is. VVPR. Looks like they took VVPR off. It was tradable yesterday. Now it's not. CHEK is, and BOXL is. So let's see. So 2 out of 8 are not tradable, but 2 out of 10 are not tradable, but 8 out of 10 are. So that's usually a good thing. What's up, Tiny, Mark, Frank, Andrew, D. Evan, Dog? What's up, guys? All right, so got a few decent gappers this morning. Hopefully today's like yesterday. Yesterday was a crazy day in the market. A lot of movers yesterday, so we'll see if we can find some other stuff that moves today. Alright, so let's go over the news. Just give me 1 second. We'll go over the news for these, see why some of these are moving. Okay, so the first one let's look up is CLWT. And surprising enough, this one has no catalyst today as well. At least not any that I see so far. So not really any catalyst for CLWT. Let's look at CREG now, because those are two of my main watches. Man, CREG has no catalyst either. Weird, man. These stocks with no catalysts have been kind of crazy. PTLA does have a catalyst. PTLA Pharmaceuticals surges 32% pre-bell as FDA gives nod to Andexxa. PTLA surged 32% in pre-market trade after it said late Thursday that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved Andexxa, which is being developed for patients treated with ribofloxacin and abixabin, when reversal of anticoagulation is needed due to life-threatening or uncontrolled bleeding. The approval is supported by data from two phase 3 Andexxa studies, which evaluated the safety and efficiency of Andexxa in reversing the anticoagulant activity of the factor XA inhibitors rivaroxaban and apixaban in healthy volunteers, the company said. Man, and you gotta love reading bio press releases. I can't pronounce anything in there, man. But that's definitely good news, FDA approval for PTLA. And so it is gapping up substantially, which it should be with FDA approval. The next one I'm looking at is P for Pandora. All right, so Pandora was upgraded to a buy from a hold status by SunTrust. It also put out a press release that said, Pandora says improved marketing will help win back listeners. So that's a news story that's out, but a little bit of this is a puff piece. So we'll see. Maybe it'll drop. Kind of look for a short at the open is what I'm looking for with this one. Another one I'm watching is RIOT. And the last time I saw this one move, it was getting sued by its shareholders. But the news story that's out says that Riot Blockchain releases April 2018 cryptocurrency mining production yield. Riot yields approximately 100 Bitcoins and 61 Bitcoin Cash for the month of April 2018. So they're a Bitcoin mining or a blockchain company is what you want to call these. Let's see. The company produced approximately 100 Bitcoins and 61 Bcash for the month of April. With regards to the Bitcoin yield, this represents an approximate 45% increase from the company's yield released for the month of March 2018. Riot utilized a daily average of approximately 4,065 cryptocurrency miners during April and ended the month with approximately 4,225 cryptocurrency miners deployed. The company remains on track to have approximately 8,000 cryptocurrency SIC miners deployed by the end of May, utilizing approximately 12 MW of energy capacity. So that's good news, but I mean, we'll see what happens with this stock. I don't know how good this stock is, but we'll see what happens with RIOT. The next one I'm looking at is VAIV, and you can see it is gapping up as well from 944 to 1011 where it's sitting now. Had a big volume spike in after hours yesterday, kind of slowed down a little bit this morning, but let's look up to see why this thing is moving. All right, so it sounds like this is just good quarter 3 results for VIAV. And a few other things, but basically third quarter results for VIAV from last year, I guess. All right, so the next one I'm looking up is, the rest of these are really up from the last few days, and I don't think they have any press release. IMTE, VVPR, CHEK, and BOXL are kind of the other ones I'm watching, but we'll see what happens with those. I don't think they have any type of catalyst for these. So Pandora did have good earnings yesterday. Okay. I don't know why I didn't say that in Thinkorswim news section. Rahul. I trade anything that moves. Like you can see, PTLA is on my watch list. It's a little bit more expensive. VIAV is $10.11. But I look at more expensive stocks as well. These are just the biggest movers right now. The biggest gappers in the market. You know, really, I kind of like to trade more expensive stocks more. And just because they're a little bit more reliable, I think. But I trade anything that moves, man. Nice, dog. Good job, man. Yeah, I have a very simple swing trading strategy that I kind of follow here, but you can see it works with a lot of these stocks. The first one to kind of look at is CLWT. And what I essentially look for is a spike, a volume spike later on in the day. So if you look at CLWT, you can see right before the close, big volume spike here. It's gapping up some. CREG, same thing. Low volume at the open yesterday. Right before the close, a big volume spike. It's gapping up some. Same thing with Pandora. Right before the close, big volume spike. Right here, you can see it starting to spike in volume at 345. Same thing with PTLA. Nice little volume spike right before the close at 255 that you can see happening. Same thing with RIOT. And so this actually happens a lot, and this is kind of why it's my favorite overnight hold strategy, is because if you look at Riot, same thing, no volume, right before the close, a big volume spike right before the close. Now it's gapping up some as well. VIAV, same thing. You know, and now the stocks that didn't gap up, now you can see the stocks that gapped up overnight all had a big volume spike right before the close. Now if you look at the stocks that didn't gap up, like IMTE, hold on, no volume spike before the close, now it's gapping down. VVPR, no volume spike before the close, now it's gapping down. CHEK, same thing. No volume spike before the close, now it's gapping down. And so like I said, I look for volume spikes right before the close. I like to jump in, sell right at the open the next morning. But a lot of times if I can find one that does it, which a lot of them did yesterday, you know, a lot of the times it will gap up. And so that's kind of why it's my favorite strategy. My theory on it is that insiders that work with the company know either good news is coming out, good earnings, or they know it's going to gap up, and so they start buying it before after hours because the spread gets worse in after hours. And so you'll start to see a few buyers starting to come in right before the close, maybe insiders, who knows, and they you know, ultimately kind of give you that clue that it may gap up some. Oh wait, you got a new baby, dog? What? Congrats, man. That's awesome. Your baby was born, dog? Congrats, man. Boy or girl? Of course, dog. The Santa Claus with Tin Island is right up there, man. You know, my Christmas movies are like Jingle All the Way is probably my favorite one, but the Santa Claus is right up there as well. My kids like that movie. Marwan, man, where you been, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you, man. But yeah, guys, you can see, like I said, you can see what all four of these big gappers had in common was they had a big volume spike before the close. They had more volume right before the close than they had the entire previous day, or the entire day previously. So they had more volume right before the close, except for maybe PTLA. But the rest of these you can see had more volume right before the close with this nice spike than they did for the rest of the day. And so that's kind of that's the basic premise of my favorite swing trading setup. And it's just an overnight hold. I like to just get in, sell the next morning. But it gives you a very good clue of whether it's going to gap up, is if you look for these volume spikes before the close. You can see CREG did it, CLWT did it, Pandora did it, PTLA did it, RIOT did, VIAV did. So every stock that gaps up, you can see it has a really big volume spike before the close. And like I said, my theory is that it's just insiders that work with the company that know something that maybe we all don't, start buying it a little bit early as opposed to buying it in after hours and getting hit with that spread, if that makes sense. Oh man, that sucks. That's rough, Marwan. I hope she feels better, man. It's good to hear that she's out though. Justin, I have a scanner set up on Trade Ideas. I have a Trade Ideas scanner, but yeah, I have a scanner set up on Trade Ideas that I kind of made for it. Oh, well, congrats, dog. Boys are fun, man. My little girl was so sweet when she was a baby. She was the nicest toddler and baby ever. You know, she was super sweet, would always say thank you, would always listen to us for the most part. My son is the complete opposite. He is throwing stuff, hitting teachers, you know, uh, tackling other kids on the playground, you know what I mean? Never listening, throwing fits, throwing stuff at us. It's just the complete opposite. And so you never know, man. I hope your son is well behaved, dog, you know. But I think either way, man, kids are awesome. Catch up on your sleep beforehand, though, if this is your first one. Tiny, I just use really with swing trading. Most of the time, I use Robinhood, but I just use market orders on Robinhood for the most part. Just quick, you know. What? Thanks, Marwan, man. Thanks for the super chat, bro. That's awesome, man. Thanks a lot, man. Shout out to Marwan for the $10 donation, man. I appreciate it. Seriously, Marwan, I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Welcome back, man. Marwan, how has your trading been, man? If you want to talk about it on WhatsApp, just message me on WhatsApp, Marwan. But I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna message you now. What's up, Joe? Appreciate it, Marwan. That's awesome, man. Good, good. Yeah, Marwan, if you don't know Sonic Max, he is our friendly troll. You know? You know, you can see Sonic Max's comments. He's our friendly chat troll. He trolls everybody in the chat, asking if anybody else lost 454,000 on IMTE yesterday. Appreciate it, Marwan. Hey, man, I'm glad to help. Yeah, I'm watching CREG for sure, Mitch. I can't trade CLWT, but I can trade CREG, so I may be looking for a potential short with these. Yeah, Tiny. He's just trolling us. I'll let him stay here trolling everybody for comedic humor, you know, just to bring a little bit of fun to the chat. All right, so CREG is finding a lot of support at 3. And so that's kind of a level I'm watching, also under 291. But especially if it drops under this 238 level, I'll consider it, which is where it closed at. All right, guys, so we have about 17 minutes left. I'll try to see if I can find anything else, like maybe any small gappers for long setups this morning. Let's see what else I can find. Yeah, a lot of the time, guys, to build my watch list, everybody always asks how I find these stocks. First off, I have Trade Ideas, which is a scanner. It is a paid scanner. It costs me $100 a month. You know, I don't want to say it's worth it because honestly, you could probably find all of these stocks that I found for free without using a scanner, but it's a good scanner, you know. But like I said, I don't know if it's 100% necessary. If you're a brand new trader, I don't know if you really need to spend the money on it, as opposed to what a lot of other of these streamers and gurus are saying. I don't know if you necessarily need to spend the money on $100 a month for a scanner, because you could probably find a majority of these stocks for free just by using like StockTwits, StockMarketWatch.com, and a few other free scanners. Let's see. There's CCCL that I missed. Gapping up a small amount. A little bit cheaper of a stock. Can't trade it, unfortunately. Maybe Robinhood. EARS, ears. Small gap as well. CNIT, CNIT. You can see ears here. CNIT gapping up some. OVAS. OVAS is gapping up some. I'm going to watch that one. So yeah, there's a few other ones. You can see OVAS here. Maybe CCIH. So yeah, we got a few other ones. What's up, Track Racer? All right, so yeah, my main watches are probably CREG and PTLA. Looking for a short on PTLA, definitely over 10% gap. So this week has been a pretty good week so far. I have had 3 winning days on stream, so you can all see me win on stream, and 1 losing day so far. Hopefully I can close out today with another winning day, so that'll be 4 out of 5 days this week we're all profitable. Tuesday was my only losing day. I actually broke the curse, the Wednesday curse, and had a profitable day on Wednesday for once. And so yeah, 3 out of 4 days this week have been profitable for me. Hopefully I can close out today with a profit as well. But yeah, been a pretty good week so far. Hopefully I can continue it next week. Sand, I use TradeNet to short. So TradeNet is kind of like the best way I can describe it is it's like a prop firm. I pay $500, and with that I get $14,000 in buying power with a $700 max loss. Commissions on TradeNet are 0.006 cents per share, but there's a 150 per trade minimum. And so if I use 100 shares like I do most of the time, a full round trip for me is $3. So still very, very cheap. I can use very small sizing and get in and out of a position for only $3 and make little gains and kind of, learn to trade. So that's what I'm using to short. The biggest problem with TradeNet is that a lot of these cheap penny stocks are not tradable. A lot of them today are, like CREG is, Pandora is, PTLA, but CLWT is not. CCCL is not as well, and EARS, but OVAS, which is a dollar stock, is tradable, which is pretty rare on TradeNet, honestly, for a stock that's anywhere from $1 and under, anywhere from up to $1.50. Most of the time, those are not tradable, but OVAS is, so I'm definitely watching it just because it's rare that I get to trade those. No problem, Sam. KBSF. Yeah, I'll watch this one as well. CNET. I like CNET for a small gap. You can see it's a tiny gap, but it does have the potential to run, and it's not tradable, unfortunately, on TradeNet. So, yeah, I'll still watch it though for Robinhood. Raul. Honestly, I'm completely lost when it comes to the Indian market, Raul. To develop confidence in your trading, you just have to get used to it. Is the best way I can really tell you. You just have to get used to holding stocks, and that's something. I don't want to sound like I'm being hypocritical, but it's something I'm not 100% used to as well. It takes a long time. The biggest factor in trading is the mental side, easily the biggest factor. Because you can learn the patterns and setups that work, but it's just about whether you have that mental strength to hold it when you know you need to keep holding it, and sell when you know you need to sell, and not kind of just hold and wait. And so it's really tough, but it just takes time. It takes experience to learn how to kind of build that confidence, and really it just takes finding good setups and patterns that work. If you find strategies that work, your confidence will be there just because those setups actually work. If you have setups and strategies that don't work very well, your confidence isn't going to be too high. And so it just takes time. Okay, what's up, Mitch? Let's talk about it, man. Yeah, Atheon, I'm watching Riot for sure, RIOT. It had a decent press release out, but it's just talking about Bitcoin mining, about how many miners they have set up and how many Bitcoin they're mining per month. I think it said they were mining about 100 Bitcoin per month with RIOT, which is a blockchain company. All right, guys, so we got 9 minutes left until the open. CHEK is starting to wash here. And this is a very common theme here you'll see with a lot of these huge gapping stocks. You can see CHEK in the last month went from $3.12 all the way up to 20, and now it's back down to under 5. And so this happens a lot. It's just a typical pump where it gets pumped up to 20, back down to where it started. You know, I know there's a lot of traders that make their living off of shorting these big parabolic moves. So you see a big parabolic move like CHEK go up to 20. A lot of traders make their living just off of trying to find the highs and then shorting them at the highs and just riding them down. And so very, very common pattern here with CHEK. No problem, Raul. What's up, Outsiders? Good morning, man. And yeah, Mitch, if you want to talk about the setup, you could also message me on WhatsApp. Yeah, if anybody here wants my WhatsApp number, message me on Facebook, and I'll send you my WhatsApp number, and we can text or whatever, call even if you want to call me. But yeah, if anybody wants that information, send me a message on Facebook or Twitter. Facebook is... I'll go ahead and add my Facebook handle in the chat. And Twitter is... so those are my Facebook and Twitter handle. So yeah, if anybody ever wants to text or call me, those are my... just message me on Facebook. I'll send you my WhatsApp number. Just let me know who you are, so I kind of know who you are, you know. But yeah, guys, we got 7 minutes. Still, my two favorite watches are PTLA and CREG. Alright guys, so we have about 6.5 minutes. I'm watching CREG. The biggest thing is that it has a lot of support and resistance underneath it right now, and so it may be tough to get a good risk-reward trade. So we'll see what CREG can do here. Looks like I've traded it previously. Oh yeah, a few days ago. Or no, a few months ago in November, it went up to almost $10, $9.39. And so it's a previous mover. So it has the potential to be a parabolic mover as well. So we'll watch CREG. Got to be careful with it. But yeah, CHEK is starting to wash. But yeah, I may try to swing trade more because it's like I said, if you look at all the stocks that are gapping up big, they all had a big volume spike right before the close, and I've been kind of preaching about this swing trading setup. It's just an overnight hold setup. I never hold it for longer than a day, but I've been kind of preaching about this setup for a while now, and you can see why. So CLWT, big volume spike right before the close. It had the most volume it had all day right before the close. Same thing with CREG, big volume spike before the close and a big spike. Same thing with Pandora, big volume spike before the close. PTLA had a volume spike before the close. RIOT, same thing. Volume spike before the close, you can see right here. VIAV, same thing. And so it's a very, very common thing that I look for with my overnight holds. It's just a big volume spike within the last hour, maybe the last hour and a half of the day. And so I may try to kind of utilize that a little bit more. Yeah, I'm watching Pandora for sure. Outsiders. FLR. Yeah, this thing's gapping down a big amount. Down about $10 right now. A little bit more than 10. Watching it under this 47.50 level for a short. All right, guys, we got 4 minutes until the open. FRED roll. Yeah, it looks like a little bit higher float of a stock, but it's gapping up some. We'll see. It's down a lot in the last 2 or 3 days, 4 days. Down about $1, about 30%, 33%. All right, but we'll see if I can close out today with another profitable day to make it 4 out of 5 this week. No, Charles, I don't really use any of those. I like to just trade price action, support, and resistance. It's just what I'm used to. Every trader's kind of different, but I just kind of like to use simple price action, draw my own support and resistance, you know. LENS track racer. Yeah, I do like LENS. Very small gap. Well, actually, it's not that small of a gap. It looks smaller than it is. Not tradable in TradeNet, unfortunately, but I'll keep an eye on it. All right, so CREG is sitting right at 350 now. We got about 2 minutes. Yeah, Tony, most of the time when I see a stock gap up as much as CREG, I'm more short biased with it. It's gapping up over $1 now, so most of the time when I see a stock over 10% gap like this, I'm more short biased with it. Ears is getting a little bit of a volume spike as well. Here you can see it's up to 177. BSQR. No volume at all, no movement really. So just not my style. All right, guys, market opens up in about a minute, a little bit over a minute. I'm going to go grab some water real quick. I'll be back in like 10 seconds. All right, so I'm back. But yeah, Ben, the market's been really good lately, man. The last 2 days, the market's had some crazy movers. Like yesterday, IMTE and BOXL went absolutely crazy. No, Frank, you don't want to be marked as a day trader on Robinhood unless you have over 25,000 in your account. I'm not sure what Robinhood will do, but most brokers will actually suspend your account and they won't let you trade they'll either suspend it for like 90 days or they'll suspend it until you add over 250,000 or 25,000 in your account. All right, market's opening up right now. All right, so CREG getting a volume spike here, trying to push up over that 375 resistance. It's up to 380. PTLA's moving. Gonna let the market kind of even out a little bit. Stay patient with them. All right, so big drop in CREG. It's down to 333. All right, so we got a few drops so far in the market. Watching PTLA under 40. Gonna wait for them to form a few lows here. CLWT dropping some. LINU. Yeah, I got a horrible day yesterday in after hours and pre-market this morning. I was really thinking about shorting PTLA here. See how it acts at 42. It just cracked under it. Maybe a little bit late. LENS, yeah, Lens is pushing up some. CREG is kind of what I was usually look for. Is a short under here. I want to see it hold this previous support as resistance now. CCCL, guys. CCCL getting a volume spike here. I may try to jump in on Robinhood. Look at CCCL. And there was my overextended short play right here on CREG. 327 would have been a beautiful play. OVAS is starting to run a little bit as well. But yeah, look at this overextended short opportunity. CREG was the play to make. I missed it. Alright, so for PTLA, I'm looking for a crack under these lows now. You know, if it holds this previous support as resistance, looking for a break under 42. Down to 40.70. Also watching CHEK under these lows here at 450. In FEC. Yeah, NFEC's having a nice spike there. BLIN halted. Yeah, only after 2 candles. Crazy. LENS breaking under the lows there. Watching ears close for this pre-market high break. There's the pre-market high break on ears. Ugh, just missed it. Man, caught it out, missed the jump. Gonna watch it over 40, or see if it holds support at 42. See if it breaks over 2, holds support there, and then pushes up, breaks the high of the day. But a little too slow for I was a little bit too slow with it with EARS. CNET running. Thinkorswim's lagging now. There it goes. But hey, as long as it's working. Alright, so I'm watching PTLA for a short here. If it gets rejected at 42 and breaks this low, I'm most likely going to short it. Yeah, I got my internet back up. Sorry, guys. I don't know what was going on with it. It was giving me problems this morning. Super rare I have problems with my internet, but today I was, so sorry about that, guys. Alright, so I'm watching PTLA here. No, it's not y'all's internet. It's my internet for sure. I called Comcast. They said they had a problem with it, but I'm back up and running now. Everything's working good. Sorry about that, guys. Very frustrating. I missed my favorite kind of trading window, though. But I'm watching a few different stocks right now. Maybe watching EARS for a bounce play here. See if it can hold over where it's at now. Alright, so I'm in EARS for a bounce play. See if it can bounce some. The biggest play I'm watching with on TradeNet right now is PTLA. If it gets rejected and holds this previous support as resistance, that's when I might jump in it. CNET's been running nicely here. Waiting for PTLA to crack under those lows. CNET bouncing. Maybe CNET was the better bounce play. I'll let it test this low right here at 195. If it can't hold, I'll just jump out of it. Go ahead and set a stop. I'll just set a stop loss at 193. Maybe 190, I guess. Yeah, maybe you're right, Jeremy. We'll see, man. I could see it. I could see it for a short if it breaks under these lows. That's why I set a tight stop with it. Just bummed out. Like, my favorite trading window is missed. I mean, I'm still probably going to jump in something, but frustrating I missed my favorite trading window here. Watching CREG closely here. You know, it's already up so much already, but if it breaks under 264, that's kind of the short I'm looking for. Watching CHEK pretty close here as well. There's the bounce on EARS. Let me go ahead and cancel my stop. I wish Robinhood wasn't so slow, man. I would get out of EARS already for a little gain. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get out for a $5 gain on EARS. Took advantage of that bounce. Most of the time, TradeNet has some shares to short. If the stock's tradable on TradeNet, it's shortable for the most part. But what happened, Jeremy? EARS bounced, man. I'm just messing with you. I don't think it'll crack 250 today, but it was worth it for the bounce play. Yeah, I'm already out of EARS. It was just a quick scalp. Right, insurance. Yeah, I noticed Robinhood was being a little weird. I don't know, like I'm kind of torn with CREG. You know, if it cracks under these lows, it looks interesting, but that's where it closed. It's going to have a ton of support right here at 260 and at 250, so we'll see what happens with it. I'm watching PTLA right now for a crack under these lows at 41.50 basically. See if it starts to come back down some. It's up so much already. I don't like that consolidation it's giving right now, though. Watching CHEK under this $half level, under 450, which is the low of pre-market. I know, Jeremy. I'm just messing with you, man. Every trader's different. I mean, it had a 20-cent bounce, 25-cent bounce, so not bad off the lows. All right, so here goes CREG cracking under the lows again, at least trying to. Like I said, I'm not super confident in CREG just because it has a ton of support right here at this 265 level. And so we'll see what happens. Not super confident. There's CREG breaking the lows here. Like I said, it has a ton of support at 265. We'll see how it acts there. Alright, so for PTLA, I'm looking for it to break under these lows and then hold that previous high as support or as resistance. It's the biggest thing I'm looking for. If it can hold that previous $0.5 area as resistance, I may consider jumping in PTLA here. A little worried it's going to bounce right here off the lows though. Yeah, there's a bounce right there on PTLA. Kind of what I was worried about. Alright, so this is kind of the crucial level with CREG. Nice insurance. Yeah, the last 2 days for me have been green as well. I've had a pretty good week. I can't talk right now. 3 out of 4 days this week have been profitable. Today's been profitable with a small gain on EARS as well on Robinhood. But I definitely want to get into something else. I don't want to force anything though, just because my internet kind of went out on me. Yeah, those swings are kind of scary for PTLA. Alright, so I'm watching CHEK and CREG now. Watching CREG under 250. And CHEK under 450. Exactly, insurance. Good advice, man. Seriously, good advice. I made a video a while back on taking notes, and it's something I do every day after my trades. I take notes on what setups have been profitable and what setups end up failing, and so I know kind of what works for me and what doesn't, and that's ultimately what led me to the overextended short play, just because it had a really good success rate for the most part. All right, CREG trying to crack under these this $0.5 area, watching it closely here. Also watching PTLA. Big swings though. PTLA sitting right in between those two support and resistance areas. CREG trying to crack onto these lows right here at 250. All right, so there's another bounce in EARS. It's up to 223 now. Fortunately, Dane, I record every stream I'm in, so I have every stream. I can go back and watch the stream, see what works for me, see what doesn't. All right, watching CHEK pretty closely here for a crack under this 451 low. All right, so getting really close here with CREG and CHEK. Watching these two very, very closely, CHEK and CREG. They're both trying to crack under the $0.50. CREG at 250. There goes CREG. All right, so what I want to see with CREG is I want to see it hold that previous support as resistance at 250. All right, so there goes CREG holding that 250 level, testing that 250 level now. PTLA getting close here as well. Watching a few of these setups. So really, I'm watching these three pretty closely here: PTLA, CHEK, and CREG. Here goes PTLA. There's the drop I was originally looking for. The only thing that kept me out is this previous support right here. If you look at this chart, a lot of support right here at 40.50. So if it drops under 40.50, it's got a big gap to fill. What's up, Frank? Meat. Ears has been pushing up as well. Try to stay as patient as I can be with some of these. What's up, Power Zone? Good morning, man. Yeah, you can see what kept me out of PTLA is that you can see there's a lot of support right here at 40.85, 40.75 or so. All right, so I'm in CREG with 40 shares. Tiny share size. We'll see what happens with it. There's a bounce in it. I'm gonna be careful with it. If it's down so much already. If it pushes back over 250, I may just jump out for a very small loss. Right, that's correct, Tony. It's 0.006 cents per share, but there's a 150 minimum per trade. So if I use the share size I'm using now, it's $3 for a round trip. Starting to lose a little bit of confidence in CREG. It didn't have that big volatile drop like I was looking for, and so starting to lose a little bit of confidence in it. If it pushes back over 250, I'm just going to bail out for a tiny loss. Not really liking the setup anymore. Just because it's down so much already. Right. So so Tony, so the way it works is if it's 0.006 cents per share, but it has to be over $1.50 in commissions. If it's not, then it's 150 if not. So if I'm using like 30 or 100 shares, it's usually $1.50 per trade. All right, so PTLA actually broke under that gap, under that previous low. It's sitting right around it now. I'll give it some time. There's the drop in CREG down to 240. Nice. 238. 236. Nice. Bounced right back. So I got out for a 640 gain on CREG. Should have used a little bit larger share size, which I kind of recognized after I got into the position. And so there was only a few options. I could have added shares, or I could have just taken a tiny gain, which I'm okay with. So a very small gain on CREG. Appreciated insurance. Yeah, man, it's all about, what I basically look for is when it breaks over a major support level like 250, I want to see it break under it, and then I want to see it hold as resistance. So you can see it broke under 250, it held 250. 250 was previous support. You can see here in pre-market. And so when it finally cracked under it and held it as resistance instead of support, it kind of switched. That's kind of my cue to jump in. And ended up working nice for me. Kind of bummed out my internet went out and I missed up on all this. I would have really liked to short it around 270, under 270, but my internet went out and so I wasn't able to take advantage of it. So it's nice to get a little profitable trade, but it's a tiny profit regardless. I'll still take it. I mean, a green trade's a green trade, but wish it could have been a little bit more. I don't think it'll drop too much lower just because it's down so much already. It's essentially filled this entire gap down already. And so I don't know, it had a nice volume spike yesterday, but I guess it could essentially get as low as 150, but, I'll take my little gain from it. Just wish I would have used a little bit larger sizing with it. Very small gain. Oh, for sure, insurance. That's kind of what kind of turned it around this week. I mean, I've always known that, but it's something I kind of strayed away from after a while. Because I'd short these overextended stocks, but I'd get in at the low of the day, and what would happen is a lot of the time it would break the low of the day, and then it would bounce right back. And so that previous support turning into resistance is kind of the crucial thing that you have to look for, and it has a really good accuracy rate. This setup and pattern has a really, a wonderful accuracy rate, but you have to wait for that previous support to turn into resistance first. If you see that, that's kind of my cue to jump in, and it works pretty, a pretty decent amount of time. I'll keep the stream going a little while longer since my internet went out for a few minutes this morning. Let's see if I can find anything else. Got out right around the lows here. I got out at like 227. It dropped as low as 223 or 221. So not bad. Not a bad exit. Like I said, though, wish I would have had a little bit larger sizing in it, but a gain's a gain, I guess. Yeah, sometimes I used to take a lot of partials. I just feel like scaling in and out of a position, I have to use a little bit larger sizing. And so once I start using bigger sizing, I'm opening up a new trade net now, waiting for everything to get processed. But once I start to use larger sizing, you'll definitely see me scale in and out of positions more. When I'm using small sizing, I mean, I don't know how much point there is to scale in and out and take partials, but once my sizing is bigger, just because the commissions will take away my gains if I do that with small sizing. But once I decide to use larger sizing, you should see me scaling it out a little bit more. But yeah, honestly, I definitely have a lot of confidence in myself as a trader now. I know this week has been a really good week for trading. There's a lot of volatility and a lot of good setups to be had. But I'm a as of today, if I end today green, which I think I will, that's 4 out of 5 days this week have all been profitable, and so really good percentage win rate. I've only had one losing trade this week, maybe two. And the rest have all been profitable trades. And so, people underestimate how profitable the overextended short setup can be. And that's kind of been my go-to setup this week, is that overextended short play. Look for a stock that gaps up over 10% and then short it on the way down is basically what it is. Get in once it breaks the lows and then wait for it to hold that previous low as resistance. Really profitable setup. Definitely my favorite setup. It's the one I use the most. And so that's kind of every trader's journey, is they just got to find setups and patterns that work for them, and then learn how to handle the emotional toll that staying into the position can put on them. But once you get that, you're right there. And so, I have a lot of confidence now. I just got to work on using bigger sizing. I know I'm a profitable trader. Like in the last few months. See you, Mitch. Thanks for watching, man. Oh yeah, for sure. It's I mean, originally this account is just for practice. It's just for learning, but what, if you've watched the last few months of my streams, kind of what happens is, I'll have weeks like this. I'll have really profitable weeks. I'll have a really good win rate, really good percentage gains and so forth. And then I'll try to use bigger sizing, and I'm just not comfortable with it. So when I use bigger sizing, I end up having a horrible week, and then I revert back to using small sizing again. I do well, try to move back up in sizing, have a tough week. And so now, like, I understand myself as a trader now, and I just have to focus on learning how to hold bigger positions. You know what I mean? If I could learn how to do the same thing I'm doing now with small sizing with big sizing, I would definitely be a pretty profitable trader. It's just, as of now, it's just about learning how to stay patient when I'm holding using larger sizing. The biggest hurdle I find myself is that I get out too quickly. I get scared too easily when I'm holding bigger sizing. And so where CREG, I had the patience to hold and let it test 250, and then once it got rejected at 250, continue to hold. If I was using larger sizing, I might have gotten scared out of it when it started to test 250, and it would have been a losing trade. And so it's just about me learning how to take bigger sizes and, having the patience to hold through, when it tests that previous support and whatnot. Oh yeah, for sure, Dane. It's easily my favorite setup. It's just about patience, man. You just gotta, if you jump in too early, like for instance, if you look at PTLA, a very common trade when I'm using bigger sizing is getting in when it breaks the lows here at like 41.80 or right here at about 42. I get in when it breaks the lows, but you can see it broke the lows and then it bounced all the way back to 42. And so first thing is that I have to wait for that previous support. In this case, it was at 42 to turn into resistance. And so you can see here it didn't do that. And the second thing is just having the patience to hold it through, Do you mean my risk reward? Like what kind of risk reward ratio am I looking for? Or do you mean what is my profit over my overall net losses? BSPM? Yeah, BSPM had a nice volume spike. I know somebody said they bought a few hundred shares of this one. I think it was MV. Right, let me see. Oh, it was Dog. Dog, I hope you're still holding that, man. Good job, bro. That's rough, Raphael. Yeah, man, the hardest part in trading, you can learn the patterns and setups. The hardest part is just the fear, the mental game. But you can get over it, man. It just takes time. Um, it truly is something like you have to be in that position long enough and have it work out for you that you know what you have to do. You know how long you have to hold it. And you have to understand that sometimes it's going to bounce and test previous support and resistance levels, and that's okay. But if it bounces over them, that's kind of your cue to get out. But you got to stick to your plan. Very, very true, Raphael. Yeah, I usually look for 2 to 1 at least, or at least 1.5 to 1 is what I kind of look for. Like for instance, I got in CREG. The next support level would have been here, and so which is right around where I exited. And so you can see it had a risk of about 10 cents, a 10-cent risk versus a 18-cent reward, and so almost 2 to 1. And that's ultimately, the setups you have to look for. But you can see CREG, the exact trade I got into, the risk was 10 cents. The reward was about 20 cents, maybe 18 cents. So almost 2 to 1 risk reward. And that's why it ended up working. But that's kind of what I saw with it. Yeah, Raphael, man, the fear will get you. The fear is the toughest part in trading by far. But the good thing is that if you know the setups and patterns, you can learn to get over the fear. It just takes time. So don't get discouraged, man. Just try to learn from every loss you take, and it'll take time, but it's profit. It'll be profitable in the long run if you stick with it. I've been trading, Raphael. Like I started trading 2 years ago. I've only been trading regularly for about 10 months now, so not very long. I've been trading for a few years though, but regularly, like every day trading, about 10 months. All right, BSPM spiking back up to 350 now. Non-do, I don't want to say whether you should buy or sell anything. You always got to make your own assessment. Just for liability reasons, I don't like telling people whether they should buy or sell. Um, it's all on you. We'll see how this one acts. It's got a lot of support at 175. And so who knows? If it holds over 175, I would consider it. But like I said, I'm not an investment professional. I do not give investment advice for profit. You always have to make your own assessment of the market and trade responsibly. Always got to say that for liability reasons. I have it memorized now. But yeah, just if I was in it, I would look at 175, see if it holds over there. It all depends. Maybe done. Had a nice volume spike. Looks kind of like a chat room pump maybe. But, we'll see. CREG trying to break under those lows now. Very true. Insurance risk does change, and you always, you want to stick to your plan, but it's like you said, you want to stay fluid with it as well. Not based off of fear, but just based off of the technicals in that stock. And so, if you see something that you don't like, or if something changes the way the stock is moving, then it's another thing. You know what I mean? All right, so CREG breaking under that next low, still dropping down to 215. Cool has it memorized now. Hey, man, I got to protect myself. Trading can be very emotionally tolling on you. And so people kind of look for someone to blame. I don't want anybody looking at me to blame. And if they do, I just want to be protected. So I got to read that off. Nice, Raphael. Hey, well, good luck, man. Trading takes time. I read Market Wizards by Jack Schwager, one of my favorite trading books. And one of the biggest common denominators with all of these successful traders in that book is that it all took them years and years to learn how to be profitable. It didn't just happen overnight. Almost all of them, it took years and years, and they usually lost a ton of money at first, but they stuck with it and learned, And so trading takes time, man. It's not just an overnight thing, regardless of how many gurus or anybody else, regardless of how long anybody else says it takes. It takes time for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea, insurance. I log my trades. I don't log my emotions, but I can understand why that would be beneficial. All right, so the only setup I'm looking at that I really kind of like right now is CHEK maybe under this 451 low. It bounced directly off of there previously. You can see that low is at 451 in pre-market. And so that's kind of the only setup I'm watching right now if it breaks under that low and then holds that previous low at 451 as resistance once it does break under. And so that's the only kind of setup I'm looking at right now. Yeah, like when I first started trading, it was like I was horrible. Like I lost my SureTrader account. I probably deposited 3 grand into SureTrader over a period of a few months. And I studied and I paper traded and everything like that. I started trading on SureTrader. When I finally, deposited real money and started trading, I would take one loss. Like say the loss would be like $50 or $100, And to me it was a huge loss. And my pride would be so hurt from taking that $50 or $100 loss that I would just force trade after force trade trying to win back those losses. And I would literally take $500, $600, $700 losses in an hour, just trying to win back those losses. The bigger the loss, the more I would try to win it back until my account was just gone. And it's a very common thing for new traders to do. And especially as a new trader, if you take a loss, if you can't handle the emotional side of it, you need to step away for the rest of the day and just start over the next day and just kind of take one trade a day, and just be very, very strict with it, because if not, you will chase those losing trades and just try to win back your losses until your account's gone. Right, for sure, exactly. Insurance, it takes years and years to learn, but the paycheck you get, it's just like learning any other trade, no pun intended. For any other trade, whether it be you're a doctor, a lawyer, it takes years and years and years to learn, but it's very profitable once you do learn it. Trading's the same way. It takes years and years to learn, but once you get it, you have a trade that you can make money with for the rest of your life without needing a conventional job, for the most part, if you make enough. And so that's kind of what draws most people to trading, and it's easy to see why. Yeah, Raphael, man, you gotta. It's a tough cycle, you know. Like I said, the best thing for you to do, man, and I don't, like I said, not an investment professional, not liable for any losses you take. Got to make your own assessment of the market. I'll say that really quick. But the best thing that helped me, really quick, BSPM breaking over the highs of the day at 380 now, starting to run. But no, Raphael, the best advice I can give you is take small sizing. Even if you're not making any money, if you take smaller sizing, you can learn how to trade the market long enough. Whereas if you take big sizing and you're a new trader, you're not going to spend enough time in the market before you lose your account for you to actually learn how to trade. So try taking very small sizing, just enough to keep yourself green. You know, and just take it slow. Once you're consistent with 100 shares or 50 shares, you could be consistent with 1,000 shares. It's just the mental side of it after that. And so just take it slow, learn what setups and patterns work for you. Try to use small sizing. Best advice I can give you. Yeah, GRC. I think every trader does for the most part. Every trader kind of goes through that cycle where, you know, it's kind of a raw mix of emotions. You know, you get really excited, really pumped up, really passionate about trading. You know, most of the time as a new trader, you lose tons of money and have a bunch of losing trades, get really discouraged, maybe take some time off, start back again, you know, a little bit slower, you know, and kind of learn to trade that way. Very common cycle. See you, cool. Thanks for watching, man. I'll see everybody on Monday. Hope everyone has a good weekend. I'm probably about done too, guys. So 2 profitable trades today, one on EARS and one on CREG. Very small gains, but that is 4 out of 5 days this week have all been profitable. I think I've only had one losing trade this week. And so definitely happy with this week's trading. Hopefully I can continue this momentum next week and do a little bit better. I'm kind of dreading the summer months. I know the market's going to slow down some during the summer, but hopefully I can keep that momentum going next week. Thanks for the sub, Adam. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. I day trade live every weekday morning from 8:45 a.m. until about 10:30 market time. So hope you'll join us on Monday, Adam. Appreciate the sub, man. Shout out to Marwan for the $10 donation today. Definitely appreciate it. Right. Hey, honestly, cool. That's pretty accurate, man. You know, you're going to lose your first account. Almost. That's what, you know, I text a lot of traders. A lot of traders text me on WhatsApp. A lot of traders text me on WhatsApp. The biggest thing I always tell them is you have to be comfortable losing everything you have in your trading account right now, because you probably will, you know. And if you're not ready for that, your emotions aren't ready for that. You know what I mean? You have to be okay with losing it, or you're never going to win. But yeah, guys, I'm done for the day. Everybody have a good weekend. Good talking with everybody today. 4 out of 5 days this week have been profitable. I think I've only had one losing trade this week altogether. So good week. Hopefully I can keep the momentum going. If you haven't already, hit the sub button right now in this video. I definitely appreciate it if you do, and it does help support us. If you want to hit the like button as well, everybody do me a favor. Click the like button. I really appreciate it if you do. If you appreciate the content, click the like button now on this video. I definitely consider it a favor if you do. But yeah, guys, good talking with everybody. I'll see you all on Monday. I should have a few videos out this weekend as well, so be on the lookout for those. And thanks for watching, guys. Good luck, and I'll see you all on Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone.